the only work that he could get, and a lot of the Issei men could get, was working at this place called Darlings, which processed the deceased animals of the surrounding farmlands. And they bring this huge cow in, and I can remember they'd hook up chains to it, and they would just take the skin right off. It was an amazing sight. And they would bring the skins down to the basement to be tanned and cured into hides, and that's where my father worked. And fortunately, I never got to work there. All my brothers worked there during the summer for summer jobs. Now this place was hell. All right, I cannot describe it as anything else but hell. On summer days, when its smokestack was cranking full bore, that it would just blanket the whole city of Chatham in this god-awful stench. McGregor's Creek, which was about a stone's throw away from our house, you couldn't see the water because there was like that much scum, on it. That was long before, there was consciousness of pollution and ecology and all this stuff. Now you couldn't get away with it. And so I only went there once when my mother said, well, take your father this bento, this dinner, because he's working late. So I said, well, okay. So I jumped on my bike, pedaled down, and I took the bento and I walked down the basement, the concrete steps, into his workplace. And it was like, God, it was like filthy. It was stacked with skins, layered with salt. There was blood and brine swooshing to the floor. The walls were splattered with the gore, and the stench was overpowering. It was almost like another dimension. It was so powerful. And so he came out, and he was dressed in this black rubber apron with black gumboots, and there were knives in his tucked into his waistband. And I don't know, he just looked so tired. He just looked so dead tired, like his life was like going down the drain, with all the terrible other refuse of his workplace. So I handed him his dinner, and I split. I ran out of there, because if I stayed there another second, I would have gotten sick, and I would have added my vomit to that already disgusting flora. And that was his life. Now he died when I was, at that stage where I'm trying to establish my own identity, and it's the natural progression of things where I'm rebelling.
Sure, the struggle.
Yeah, and I'm rebelling against him because he was a very stern, oppressive person. I can't remember a very warm father-son relationship with him, because he was an Issei. He was an Issei male, and it wasn't. And they didn't show emotion very much, okay? Although I'm sure he loved me, okay? And he loved us as family, because how else could he rise those many mornings to enter that hellhole? So he died, and my one regret is that I never got a chance to say to him that, okay, man, I realize now the magnificence of your courage in entering that basement those many mornings so that we could have a better life.